Alright, for this problem we are talking about vectors. We are asked to know the value of b, and we know that q times vxb equals f, and we are given the f vector, which is this one, 4, minus 20, and 12, in its x, y, and z forms. Alright, so since we know it's a cross product, we need to write this in the cross product form. We got vx, vy, and vz, and bx, by, and bz in our matrix. All this multiplied by q, alright? So first we can start by solving our matrix, which will give us, by covering this one, we know that it's vy minus bz, which is this term, minus, and bz minus by, which is this term here. And we do the same by covering this one and this one, which will leave us with these three equations. And since we know the values of v, which are down here, we can come up with a bunch of equations, which are these ones. We are just simply substituting the values of b. Alright, so we get 4 times bz minus 6 times by, and this one, and these equal the values in f as it's stated up here. So we get 4, minus 20, and 12. So we get these equations. So the next thing we have to do is simply the necessary algebra in order to work out the variables for bz, by, and bx. But we also know that bz and by are the same. So this kind of makes our lives a little easier. So let's go ahead and solve it. So first, out of our third equation, which is basically the easiest because we got y, and x, we can just solve it, and we got that 12 equals 2 times minus 2by. Alright, so y minus 2by because of this thing. So we just subtract these two terms, which are the same, and we get this. So we basically know that by equals minus 3, because we multiply this by 2 and we get a 4, and then we divide the 12 by the 4 in order to work out by, which equals minus 3. And the next part is pretty simple. In our first equation, we simply have to substitute minus 3 in all the terms that are by, which is just this one actually. So what we get is this: 4 equals 2 times 4bz, which is the variable that we're missing. We already got by, which also equals bx. We can already write that down. And bz minus 6 times 3. 6 times 3 equals 18, right? So, no, sorry. 6 times minus 3. Well, let's just write that down. 6 times minus 3. Alright? So, let's do the math. 4 equals 2 times 4bz minus, plus 18. Alright, there we go. So we just have to multiply everything, and we got 4 equals 8bz plus 36. And then we can subtract, and we end up with the following. We get at minus 4 for bz. You can check this out later. I just skipped some steps here. So we already got that our vector b, is composed of the following: minus 3, and minus 4. There we go.